Hi, Patrick here. I have Cheetah with you, and we are here for day 9 of the 31 days of Halloween, or the Spooktacular, if you wish. So we are watching a first-time film, a film that we've never seen before, being the Cheetah. It might surprise you once I show you the film that, like, really? But yeah, I was one of the ones who have not seen this film. I know it is sort of amazing, quite honestly, considering I like the director quite a bit and everything. In fact, one of his movies I watch every year. But no, I have never seen this movie, and nor have I never seen another one of his really well-known films either. And I'll tell you about that in a second. But of course, let's get into the film, shall we? So the movie we're going to be talking about today is from 2005, and it is Tim Burton's The Corpse Bride. No, I've not seen this. First time. This is a stop motion film. It was co-directed by Tim Burton and Mike Johnson. The reason why it was co-directed and not solely directed by Tim Burton was at the time he was knee deep in the hoopla as far as other projects going, and stop motion takes an awful. It's very labor intensive. There's not a whole lot a director can do for stop motion. It's so painstakingly done. So Tim Burton did other projects, and Mike Johnson oversaw the shoot. This movie was based on a screenplay by John August, Carolyn Thompson, and Pamela Peltier, based on characters created by Burton and Carlos Grangle. So it stars Johnny Depp, of course. Johnny Depp was in here. Uh, Helena Bonham Carter as Emily, the corpse bride. Emily Watson played Victoria, Victor's real true love. Tracy Ullman played a few characters. Paul Whitehouse played a few characters. Joanna Lumley played Lady Madeline. Victoria's abusive, large chin, unloving mother. I can't believe that because Joanna Lumley is lovely. Albert Finney was in this movie as well. He played two characters. Richard E. Grant from all the Warlock films. He played the villain. Barkis Bittern, a charming yet murderous con artist, later to be revealed to be a dastardly killer. Of course, Christopher Lee is in this movie as well as Pastor Gauswells. The movie I was talking about before, what I watched once every year is Sleepy Hollow. And of course, we all know Christopher Lee was also in that as well. And Michael Goh was also in this film as well. So this is an all-star cast, definitely for sure. Even Danny Elfman, who did the music, he had a speaking role in this as well. He played Bone Jangles, a one-eyed lounge singing skeleton, and yeah, they tried to audition for his part. They had brought in like 30 people to audition as the singer. They couldn't find the right person, so Tim Burton basically asked Danny Elfman, "Could you do the part?" As you know, Danny Elfman, before he became a film composer, he was the lead singer of a fine band called Oingo Boingo. So he was not unheard of to sing. He was a very well known, very well regarded singer. All right. So the plot of the film is everybody probably knows, but me, right? So basically, what it is Victor's gonna wants to Victor and Victoria are gonna marry. Victor's family is new rich, and Victoria's family is new poor, and then broke, and then nothing. But of course, they still carry the heirs as being wealthy, even though they're not. Um, Victor is just a really timid young man, and he has a hard time doing the rehearsal to say his vows. This causes a lot of stress to him and both families. Of course, we see the Count is also there, we see him pop up there, to keep an eye on things. And Victor, he after he blows it, he decides that he's gonna after he's told that he's not ready. He goes for a walk in the woods and he's practicing his vows. And one of the things he does, he puts the ring and he makes a vow and he slips it on. What he doesn't know is the area where the dead live or unlive, and he basically speaks a vow to the corpse bride, which is Emily. Emily's right underneath him. And then we also find out about Emily. She comes up as a bride, and then we later on find out how she became a corpse bride, and pretty scary little scene too. So Victor's down in the land of the dead. Even though he's living, but he's down in the dead. He's given his ring and the to Emily. Emily wants to be a bride, so she accepts it. And even though that's not what he intended for, so as he's doing this, meanwhile, the rest of the family, they're trying to figure out what to do, because now, they can't find Victor. They saw him. It looked like maybe he had met an unfortunate end. So of course the evil count decides that he wants to come in there and marry Emily in his place, so he can restore his financial status, because he's broke too. Um, and But Victor tries to tell Emily over and over that this is he's not marrying. He can't marry her. It's not going to work. They try. He basically gets them to put him back in the land of the living with Emily, and he attempts to reconnect with Victoria, but Emily gets jealous and she uses a safety word to take him back down under. But eventually, it does come to pass that when the dead meet the living again, and for the big wedding, and because Victor has decided that he is going to marry Emily, because he thinks the Count is going to marry Victoria, but they get situated. So after a tussle, and Victoria, right before they get married, or Emily, right before they get married, she realizes that this is not right. She can see, being a woman, that Victoria and Victor really should be together, and so she gives up her, she basically, does anybody speak now, forever hold their peace? Well, she speaks. So Victor and Victoria are going to get married, except that already the Count had already married her. And so they have a dastardly little fight. And initially, the Count, he thinks that he's won the day, but he is not, and he does not, and he meets a most unfortunate ending, or fortunate, it all depends how you see it, and he is dealt with in the afterworld. Victor and Victoria do get married, and as far as we know, they have a happily ever after, and Emily herself, she too has a happily ever after. Ooh, say that 5 times. So like I said, I know most people have already heard this plot. They've already seen the movie. I'm probably just talking to everybody who's nodding their head, going like, yeah, we already know the movie, so why are you telling us about it? Well, because I have to, right? There is that chance that there could be one person besides me that has not seen The Corpse Bride. There could be somebody out there that has not seen this besides me. But I love this movie. This movie was fantastic. I really loved it. Stop motion animation. Of course, we just recently did a review on Clash of the Titans, which featured the master of stop motion movie making and Ray Harryhausen. But this is really good, and it is a labor of love. Oh my stars! The special features are packed with behind-the-scenes look at how the movie was made, painstakingly made. We're talking like painstaking, slow. Stop-motion filmmaking's probably got to be, after IMAX, it's probably got to be like right behind IMAX as far as difficulty goes. And you have to have the patience of Job, because you're talking like literally like putting your characters there, click, then go back there and have to move them again, click, you have to make their eyes move, click. It takes forever to make a movie, a stop motion camera movie, which is one of the reasons why they don't make that many of them anymore, because it's painstaking. And in this day and age, what used to cost a little now costs a lot. But the models are spectacular. The models that they use for the characters are just spectacular. And I was watching this and I'm thinking, I wonder who has those props. Because somewhere down the line, somebody's going to get a prop to take home with them. This movie was a big hit. It made over 115 million bucks on a $40 budget. Um, and this it cemented, one another reason why we all love Tim Burton and his imagination. I would highly recommend this. Um, it's rated PG, and that's where it should be. It's what I really liked about the movie too, and I think parents should actually watch it with their kids. To tell you the truth, this is a very interesting story. What was really cool was on the Land of the Living. Uh, Burton and Johnson filmed it in black and white. The Land of the Living is black and white, but the Land of the Dead is color, and beautiful color. And you know what? It makes absolute sense. It makes absolute sense. I know a lot of people who are living on here, and they're dead men walking. Um, and I'm sure people who passed over, they're looking back down at us and going like, "Hurry up and get here. We're having a great time. Wish you were here." Um, it's a really interesting look at life versus death. Again, this is set in the Victorian setting, Victorian England, which is why you see all the clothes are looking like that. But this is a very good movie and one that I recommend, and one I'm glad I found at the library. I found my copy at the library, so I got it for a quarter. Thank you, library. All right, well, that's it for day 9 of 31 Days of Halloween, or it's just spectacular, if you will. Tell me what you think about Tim Burton and his filmmaking. Drop your favorite Tim Burton film in the comments below. Mine still is, and probably will always be, Sleepy Hollow. Just love that movie so to death. I think it's a fantastic film, one of the best I've seen. But you drop down your comment. Let's see what you say. I still have yet to see the night before the Nightmare Before Christmas. I have still yet to see that, but I hope to do that real soon. All right, that's it for me. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting the sub button and give us a follow. And again, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and more importantly, leave a comment. Leave a comment. It helps the channel. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you for the next one. Peace.